No, mute.
Come on, spin up. Always me looking over here. Spin up. Is it coming? There we go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the delay, but for some strange reason, when we start the episode on Hangouts, the Google page is always at full blast, and there's no volume slider, so I have to turn it down. And with that being confusingly explained, this is Drone Therapy Season 2, Episode 16, with our very special guest, Mr. Roger Martin from Canadian Drone Hub, and we're very happy to have him here this evening, and we're very happy to have everyone in chat with us. And here in just a moment, after all of my fellow bucket list boys get themselves introduced, we'll start hollering out to the chat. We'll get some questions from ourselves to Roger. We'll get some questions from you for Roger, and we'll get Roger talking more than he does normally on his show. With that being said, I will pass it to my special co-host and friend, pal, buddy, and cohort, Mr. Ron Brown.
Thank you, Bill Thomas, for that great introduction. Hello, everybody. I'm glad to see everybody in the chat room tonight. I hope everybody's having a great week. It's going to be a good show tonight. We have a very special guest, as Bill just said, Roger from the Canadian Drone Hub. So I won't jibber jabber too much on here. I had a couple little things I want to talk about, and maybe, as always, a little bit of Xeno news and a new set of goggles I'm interested with, and a new affordable fully manual drone that we'll get into later in the show if time allows. But I will throw this over to my esteemed co-host from sunny Florida, Bill H. Take it away.
Hey, Ron. Thanks for your welcome here. As everybody, a lot of people know, I just bought a Phantom 4 Pro V2.0, and it's kind of like I have it on my nightstand. No, I'm just kidding. It's real. I'm enjoying the daylights out of it. Going to see a lot of videos coming out. Going to do some comparisons between that and the Mavic 2. It's going to be fun. Got a great series coming up that I'm just excited. It's something new, something different. Going to be looking at how to start a drone YouTube channel. It's going to be a multi-part series. I'm very excited about that. I'm excited to talk to Roger, to find out some things about him and to learn about him. And I think we're looking forward to a great show tonight. We got a lot of great people already in the chat. And with that, I'm going to pass that back to Mr. Bill Thomas.
Well, thank you very much, sir. And I think that's going to be very interesting on how to start a YouTube channel, because I'm sure with all the different input and comments and stuff, that with everything, it's going to be a really great idea on how to make a channel. With that being said, I'm seeing Drone Pool. I'm seeing Doug. What is it? Eric. I hope I'm saying that right. Dennis Lovelady. Drone Pool. Artco. Drone Don't Tread on Me. Asgard. Rick Carpenter, Idaho Quadcopter, Jason, Big J Leak. Can y'all help me go back through here and see? Tom FPV, Corey Mano, Juneau County Droner. Just keep throwing your stuff in the chat, and we'll try to keep throwing the names out and everything. So, with that being said, I tried to say hello to everybody. Roger, you're on the grill.
Good day, everybody.
Roger, I'm really grateful that you came here. And I guess my first question is, what made you decide to come up with Canadian Drone Hub? And the thing I think is so cool is, you can wake up every morning like clockwork, and everybody's always having their coffee, having a little drone talk, and just a little general happy talk. And it's always a good way to start your day. It's like video radio, but so how'd you get that?
Well, eventually, like everybody knows, I'm not working. I'm on handicapped pension or whatever, and at my days I was finding them very long. So Kim, I got Kim a drone to fly around with, and that's how I got involved with drones. And we decided to open up a channel. We were looking at people's drone footages of their drones, of their flying, and these guys have very, very good content on their channels. Beautiful videos, but there's nobody watching them. Nobody's watching them. Tim and I decided to do like we call a drone hub to get everybody in to meet other flyers, get other flyers, look at each other's videos, So one place where everybody can join into. That's how we figured it out. And Kim and I decided to do that like that. So, and now I'm very happy. It's getting along very good, and we're getting a lot of members in the group in the community, and everybody loves it. Everybody loves it, and it shows just by the numbers.
It for sure does. Something else. Are you on any other social media networks? Is there like a Canadian Drone Hub Facebook where people can find you, or is pretty much here on YouTube the only place they can find you? Is that it?
Just YouTube. I got no Twitter. I got no Twit. What do you call it?
Twitch, yeah. Twitch.
No Facebook. I got nothing like that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's cool. And the thing that I liked, something that I had noticed when I first started the drone channel, I don't know about everybody else, but that it seemed to be that just the little circle that you would kind of hang with, like the people that you would watch the most videos of, and then, mostly the smaller channels, especially to begin with. And those would be that you kind of create a little group. And then it was kind of harder to branch out and get a hold of more people. And I've noticed that your little drone hub is getting people pretty much from all over the world.
Yes, we're getting very well known, and I'm very happy about that. And we respect the people we're getting in our community. We have no problems whatsoever. We have no drama or whatever. Everything goes good, hunky-dory. Everybody's invited from everywhere. And I got people in from France. I got people in from here, Quebec also. And they do come in once in a while. And we find it very interesting that everybody is enjoying everybody's videos.
Roger, I got to stop you for just 1 second. I want to say thank you very much, because we've never had this many people watch our show ever. So, and with that being said, I'm very grateful for you giving me my time with you, and I'm going to pass you off to Bill, the drone reviewer, for him to question. Bill?
Hey, one of the things, Roger, I have to say, because I've been on a few times. Of course, I work during the day, and sometimes on Saturday I can pop on. And one of the things, it's like going to a coffee house, sitting down and chatting and talking about drones, and just it's a very relaxed, welcoming atmosphere. You always make me feel welcome every time I join. I try on weekends, but Saturday's just a crazy busy day because we try to get stuff done. But that's one of the points. I guess it's not more of a question; it's more of a compliment. I just have to compliment you and everyone else for what you do, because it's a warm, inviting, welcoming atmosphere. And if you know anything, there's always some kind of tension or something going on in the drone community. And you go to Canadian Drone Hub, it's just like, it's peaceful, it's relaxing, it's a place to it's almost kind of like going to a sanctuary. You feel safe when you go there, and that's one of the things I got to compliment you and everyone else on that. Thank you very much for that.
Well, I thank you. What helps out too is I get a very good panel every morning. I get Paul Murray comes on with us, Val from Val's Life. Then we do the invites. We invite the Star Cop. We invite whoever wants to come in on the panel. That want to talk drones, but we do get off topic. We do get off topic, though. We don't just talk about drones. We talk about some other stuff also. But we always try to get back on topic on drones and FPV flying. We have FPV flyers and we have cinematography drone flyers. So we got the two mixed in there.
Yeah, one of the things that I've always found, and anytime that I've been on there, you always, and Bill does this as well too, and I really like that, is go out and like Bill's channel, go out and like XYZ channel, subscribe, check him out, and that's what this is all about. There should be no animosity, no anything, no any differences. for us, drones is a universal language, and it's something that we all speak. You know, we speak quadcopter 101. I guess my only question that I have for you, Roger, if you had to pick a favorite drone, what would it be and why?
The only one I'm used to flying with right now is the Spark.
Okay.
I love that little thing. You know, I mean, it's 80% her and 20% me, and it does fantastic videos with it. The first one I ever flew in my life was the Phantom 3. I didn't start no toy grade ones or nothing, which I should have done. I should have done that, but I didn't. I started off with the Phantom 3. That was Kim's, and he let me have it, and I flew it around. I did some filming with it, and which I was very happy about that. And then after that, I saved my money up to get the Spark.
And, well, Bill Thomas would definitely agree with you on that 100%. So I'm gonna pass this on to my other co-host, Mr. Ron Brown.
Hey, Ron.
Thank you, Bill. Hello, Roger. Welcome to the show tonight. Glad to have you on. I'm going to lead into my question here. I remember like the first time I ever saw one of your videos. It wasn't a live video. You were flying like a little toy drone in your kitchen, and Kim was there, and the dog was chasing the drone. And this is before I think you were doing much live streaming. Like, so I'm going kind of way back. What year did you first start your live streaming?
March 4th made exactly 1 year. I was doing 7 days a week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was longer than that, but well, congratulations on your 1 year anniversary of 7 days a week.
Yeah, yeah, and then lots of times I do 2 times a day. So you know, depends how I feel. I go on in the morning every morning, and if I feel up to going on at nighttime, I'll go on about an hour or 2 at nighttime.
Good, good. Now, do you use any special software, or you just use Hangouts like we do?
Just Hangouts.
Okay.
I don't use OBS. I don't use nothing else like that. No.
Right.
First off, my internet is not strong enough for OBS. I'm lucky even getting Hangouts on it. So that's how
I got you. Who's your internet provider in Canada?
It's Bell Telephone. Bell Canada.
Bell Telephone. Okay, Bell Canada. It's not. I hear a lot about Rogers.
Rogers here would be way too expensive. Way too expensive. Yeah.
Right. Right. So I mean, Bill already asked you about your favorite drone and questions I was going to ask about the drones. So you basically just fly the Spark most of the time now.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I got this for Christmas. JD Quads from UK. He sent me the Bolt B for Christmas.
Oh, that's a popular one.
I have not flown it yet.
Okay.
I'm trying to fly it because I don't want to fly it.
I love that. You're
yeah.
I'm
gonna try that. And Kim got 2 racers, so we're gonna try. I'm gonna try one of those racers also.
Great. I mean, I'm also a big fan of the Spark. I got the Spark. I pre-ordered it, whatever. Like I was one of the first people that had it. Like of the non-reviewers. I mean, I actually got the one with the controller. I had it almost like from the get-go, and I still have it. I didn't sell mine or whatever. I still have it, and it flies great. And I started out on a SEMA, but I quickly upgraded to like a Phantom 4. So I'm kind of in the same track you are. Like my second drone was a Phantom, and I don't know, maybe my third or fourth drone was a Spark. So we're very similar in that respect, Roger.
Yep. Myself, there. I don't know. Everybody's talking about the Mavic Zoom and all that. If I ever do get to save up money, I might buy one. But I still like to get more flight time in with the Spark, because since I have the Spark, I mean the weather's been so awful here, it's ridiculous. So
right,
we gotta wait. I want to practice more flying. I want more confidence in myself. You know what I mean?
I hear you. Now I hear a lot about the Canadian drone regulations are changing up there.
Yeah, that's first.
Is that true?
Yeah, yeah. Matter of fact, I got my license. I passed my license on a computer. I got my license. So it's what's called. I don't know how you say it in English. Well, hold on a second, okay? I'll just go get it.
Okay, take your time, Roger.
All right. In the meantime, look over to the chat if you can. I'm playing with my lights and holler out some names. I see Phantom Hodges drone, Tim Robinson. Val made it in tonight. Thank you, Val. I've seen you've been here for a little while, but we were jabbering and didn't get a chance to get to the chat. Mike Birdman's in the house. David Perthwest OZRC's in the house. Tim Robinson. Jason Big J Leak is in here. I see. What is it? Carpenter Rick again. Lloyd is in the house. And okay, Roger, we're back.
Okay, this is the one I got. I got the basic license. That's what you call here in Canada. Well, this the finger over my address. That's the basic license they call it there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not bad. It costs $10. You do the test online. If you
How long
miss
does it last?
Yeah. If you miss it, you do it again. You give them $10 each time.
Oh wow! But how long does it last for before you have to renew?
2 years.
Okay, so
It's like 150 for us, Roger.
Yeah,
Every 3
have
years.
that one called the Advance. The
Yep.
Advance, there you have to go to you pass a test online. Then you got to go to a school, and you got to show them how you fly at the school. That costs about another $60 or $70. So it comes up to about $100 altogether after you finish your traveling and all that. There, it costs you about $100.
Okay, so then you'll be an actual licensed professional pilot in Canada or a hobbyist, which I don't understand.
Well, this one here I got is for hobbyists, and I can still do how you call that there? For real estate and all that.
Okay.
Okay, real estate photography.
That would be cool if they had $10 like that for us. I'd love to be able to sell my pictures for $10.
And you have to register each drone.
I'd pay $10 to register each drone.
Each drone's $5 each.
Yeah.
Now, Roger, how many drones do you personally own?
Well, I own the Spark only.
Okay.
But I got the smaller drones. The Whoops, I got the Bolt B, and Kim's gonna be passing his license there pretty soon for his Ghost and his for his Phantom. You know, so he's gonna be doing that too. But we don't have any bigger drones than that.
You see,
All right.
Lots of stuff in the chat going on.
Go ahead, Bill. Take it away.
No. Let's just okay. So, like I said, we're calling out names in the chat. I can see a lot of people are subbing back and forth. That's great. Check out everybody's channel. Anybody have questions for Roger that we would see in the chat that you would like us to throw at him? Then please type them in now, and we'll ask him while he's here. Again, any new names you guys see in the chat that I haven't noticed before, please holler them out too. Brett Nunley, Tim Robinson, Back from the Sky. Anybody else you say Above and Beyond?
I would like to say, hey, everybody, please hit that like button. It helps out everybody's channel. Please hit that like button. We got 53 watching and 28 likes. Let's get them up there, guys.
That's 53. I'm going to wet myself.
see, hey, Bill, here, Roger, that's a real pro talking there. Hey, Roger, but before I let you go, is there any a drone channel or drone flyer, anybody in particular you'd like to shout out on this show? Somebody that maybe deserves a shout out or a mention, a special mention? Doesn't have to necessarily be in the chat. Could be anybody that you think should deserves a shout out or a mention tonight.
Well, I know that there's a hell of a lot of people in here that do deserve a shout out. You know, in my book, everybody deserves a shout out. Right now, they're the one that's you know, the backbone of the Canadian Drone Network. Hub is Val. So Val helps me out a lot on this, and Paul Murray, the two of them.
Okay, well, I said shout them out. Congrats to Val and Paul Murray for being such a big help to the Canadian Drone Hub. So thank you. I'm going to throw it back to Bill Thomas if he wants to come around with some more questions for Roger, or if he wants to move on to the chat room.
Tim Robinson asked, he said, what got you into live streaming? Now, like you explained earlier, y'all thought of a different way to kind of share people's stuff and kind of create a hub for everybody to connect. I got that part of it. And he was wanting to know if it felt awkward at first for you, or was it natural that you just slide right into it?
Oh, hell, I was nervous. I was nervous. I was, I didn't know how people would take it, So I was very nervous at it, very nervous. And there is one place I like to just give it like a shout out to, is the CNY drones. They're helping out kids to they pick up donations or whatever to help out kids to learn how to build drones and fly drones. It's CNY drone up in Central New York.
Very cool, very cool. Yeah, we've all kind of like Lloyd's got a bunch that the school that he kind of connects with that does stuff like that. We have some friends out here on the West Coast. Progressive RC does stuff like that. They're actually having a spring build fest here in 2 weeks here in the Pacific Northwest. So yeah, we've got a lot of communities are doing that and trying to get exposed to the positive side of drones instead of all this other, seems like, mysterious blame with no evidence that they're getting from everywhere else.
You got also the joint interest group. It's Joan Obsessed Jerry. He takes care of that too. So yeah,
super. Yeah, and something else that I like. We're kind of in the same mode as what you do, because what I do a lot of times, I'll get on YouTube and I'll just type in drone, and then I'll limit the search to like the last hour, and I'll look for videos that are I brought this up before on the show, that are have only been up for 15 minutes and only have 1 or 2 views, and I'll watch them to see if somebody new. And a lot of times that's where I'll look for people to bring on the show, because I'm looking for somebody that's doing something new and somebody that's interested and maybe doing stuff that I would love to be able to do, but they're doing. So I try to get them on the show to get them exposure and stuff like that, but in a kind of a more, and I don't want to sound snooty, it's not like that, just in a more regulated manner. So, because the biggest reason I wanted to have you on tonight was I know that you do a lot for the community, and a lot of times you'll have a big panel on and you don't talk a whole lot. So I know that it's very important, from both your lesson and from Dan Drone Worship Sampson's lesson, that when you have a live show, it's always cool to look over and say, hey, Ken Drone and Camera, great to have you here. Floyd Motts, it's fantastic to see you. Ron Brown, my co-host, cool, buddy. Val's Life, as usual, I was always sub to you, and I thought you was always sub to me. I never would have removed anybody, especially not you. You're super cool. Why would I do that? Rick Halber, Dennis, you didn't even have to have me remind you that we were going to be on tonight. It's great to have you. I learned that from you guys, and people like hearing their names, and it's super cool. I know when I come into a chat room, especially when I come into your chat in the mornings and you call out Coast to Coast Drones, I feel 10 foot tall and bulletproof. It makes my day. We all look forward to that. That's part of what being this community is. And like I said, this is my new moniker for the show, Drone Therapy, the one and only spontaneous therapeutic drone show on the internet.
Oh my God, that's a long title.
The whole point is people sometimes will bicker over one channel getting more views or another channel getting more views. But the whole point is we all have a blast. Flying drones and editing video and sharing with people, because I like taking pictures with my regular camera as much as I like flying my drone, and I love being able to share that. It's just like I put up the video from where we hiked to the top of Diamond Head. I put up a video on my YouTube channel for that. I love doing stuff like that. I love sharing with people like that. I don't want to fight with anybody. I mean, now that's just me. I don't want to fight with people. I like getting along and having a blast, and that's what drones do for me.
Like you were talking a while ago, the panel. I get panels in, and they always make sure they don't go off track. Sometimes you get a little bit off track, but we come back. Sorry, but I do keep my eye on the chat all the time, because I always check to see if I get new people coming in or whatever. And there's some guys that sometimes go away for a month and then they come back, but they're working all the time and all that. They don't have time to come back in. So I like acknowledging them that they're back. They're not like just another person. So you know, that's my eyes are all over the place when I'm on. I'm on the chat, on the live, on the panel, seeing what they're doing, you know. So it's fun. I find it gives me something to do, you know, and I love having the people coming in and joining up with each other.
That's super cool. I can see I see Drone Interest Group. I see Cole Somerville. He's actually in the Coast to Coast Drones Facebook group. If anybody, you're not in there already, you're welcome to come over and join the Coast to Coast Drones Facebook group, Bill's Drone Reviewer Facebook group. Ron Brown has RC World on Facebook. You can interact with all of us there. Anyone at all that's in the chat that would be interested in coming on with us on a Wednesday night to talk about drones and anything therapeutic and spontaneous, then please feel free to contact myself, Ron Brown, or Bill the Drone Viewer, or you can even holler at Roger. Roger can get back with us. Mm-hmm. So, Roger, is there anything you want to talk about in the drone world or drone field, or do you see anything in the chat that you would like to bring up or holler out about?
Well, I'd like to say, like, hi to everybody that's in here, but there's a lot of people in here, so I don't want to take up all your time.
That's cool. We don't mind.
Perth West Oz, fantastic channel. Does true and honest reviews. So it's True Drone Reviews also. Brian, he's really great on his reviews, honest. We got lots of guys who are hard workers in here that love droning, and like Carpenter Rick, he loves droning. You know, I mean, he's a hard worker. He's on construction, you know. John Donardo, Flying with Stan. Paul Murray, he loves taking his films and filming the boats coming in the harbor. You know, showing effects with Claude. He's really good too. You know, I mean, we're all fantastic channels in here.
Yeah, I have a feeling that see, I had brought something up that we had discussed with the guys before, and I kind of thrown it out here before. We were talking about maybe when we had like a large chat group, something that might be influential. And I had come up with the idea of calling something the drone table, kind of like, King Arthur had his Knights of the Round Table. And we would only talk about like serious things going on in the drone community that really needed to be, people might have negative thoughts, people might have positive thoughts. So, and we've never up until now had enough people here. But since you're the reason that we have so many people here, I had planned that when we had 30 people in the chat, that was what was going to trigger a surprise drone table, and we were going to talk about some, controversial subject. But the reason that you're here is why we have so many viewers tonight. So hopefully the goodwill will go forward from there. And with that being said, that there's a surprise, what we call drone table somewhere in the future. We even made little shirts, and we were going to maybe even have levels of Knights or something. I don't know. It was kind of geeky. So we'll see what happens with that. But with that being said, have you seen any new people in the chat or new questions for Roger?
No, I haven't.
Just kind of laid back. Everybody's like, yeah. Yeah, everybody's bouncing back and forth amongst themselves in the chat that I see. I see some people got subbed to Paul Murray. Is Val cracking jokes? Maybe I missed them. Sorry. Micro Studios, Drone Kings in Darwin. Let's see.
No way, Val. No way. I'm not going to dance. No way.
They've asked for the dance 2 or 3 times, but I didn't bring it up. Ask Roger for the little dance. Ask Roger for the little dance.
Roger, are you a good dancer?
Yeah, everybody thinks so, but I don't. Everybody check out everybody's channel, and please hit that like button. We got 53 watching. There's only 40 likes, guys. Come on, don't be shy. Hit the button. The only reason.
Prankster Lock, first time viewer, glad to have you. Congrats on 700. Maybe I missed something. Yeah, I was close to 700 subs. Maybe we went over. I don't know. Hopefully you'll be here next week too. Maybe like I said, if you're number 700 and you want to be on the show, get in touch with us. We'll say you're number 700, and it's okay. We don't mind repeating that episode 6 or 7 weeks in a row if you were 700. So that way we've got 6 or 7 more weeks of guests.
Roger, what's the biggest audience you've ever had for one of your live hubs? Roundabout. I know you don't have an exact number, but a ballpark figure.
Oh, I know one thing. You guys beat me right tonight. You beat me. I think the highest one I ever got was 45 for one of my live streams, and and the most likes I've gotten is 118.
You like us. You really like us. No, but we try to. I mean, I don't know everything about drones. Bill doesn't know everything about drones. Ron does. All we try to talk is from personal experience. Sometimes people, they take it the wrong way. I'm never, if I'm serious, I don't want to be looking at you through a camera. I don't want to, you know, I don't want you, if you think that I'm upset or if I'm being arrogant or something, I'm not trying to be. I'm just telling you what I personally have experienced. It's just like when I made the prop video, and I'm glad I've reminded myself and put myself on this course.
Yeah. The
Master air screw props for the Mavic Air, I tested those. I personally think that the sound is a good 10% reduction, and it also changes the pitch, and it gets rid of that annoying loud hum.
Yeah.
Myself, I know that Claude said he didn't feel any difference in the flight. I myself personally feel a lot more control, especially, but I'm not going to put it in sport mode because, and here's my theory. When I was in Hawaii, I took the Mavic Air. I had intended to fly. It just didn't happen. I wussed out, however you want to say it. That's on me. So I was running down the batteries to put them back on the plane to fly back over here to Seattle. And I was running it without the props on. Okay. Well, the first thing I did, I wasn't thinking. I had gone out of the room, and I came back, and I had the phone sitting there, and it was hooked up and everything. And I was just like, well, and so I came back, and I just reached over and I snagged the drone, and I picked it up, and then all at once I heard this god awful, and I looked down, and I could see on the controller it got the motor error, like Donnie was telling me about, in sport mode. And then the very next error that popped up was maximum revelations per minute met, and it faulted out, and the motors shut off.
Wow.
So, and it says, and here's the thing, here's another thing too. I've heard a lot of people that are flying it. It says very plainly at the top of the instruction booklet that comes with the props, fly at your own risk, liability disclaimer right there. So I personally will only use them when I'm semi-near wildlife, or, you know, I don't want to irritate the situation or something like that, because it's quieter. I feel like it's easier to control, especially on minute turns and stuff for cinematic footage. And then if I'm going to send the drone out further, then I'll use the factory props. I personally think they're awesome. I mean, for $20, I think it's $21, I think they're incredible. But the big thing a lot of people got to realize is they're more efficient. They extend the battery life, and they do that for a reason, because they allow the motor to produce more lift and more revelations per minute than the factory props do. And that's what I think is happening, because y'all remember when we had the trouble with the IMU and they had to update the firmware to get the wobble out? Well, I think they've got like a maximum parameter so that, you know, they've tried to stabilize it that way, and these props just allow it to go beyond that. And so I speculate, just me, that somewhere down the road in the future, some people are going to be really ripping ass in sport mode, and they're just going to drop out of the sky. And they're going to try to bring Master Air Screw, but like I said, the first thing on the page says, you know, use props at your own risk. But that's my theory.
And I want to thank Bill Thomas and Donnie Hampton for doing such a great job on the review of the Master Air Screws for the Mavic Air drone. Kudos to both of you guys.
Well, that's the only thing. That's the only thing you see on the description on mine. As it says, I bought a set of these after watching Donnie's video. Right here it
is. Roger, do you know Donnie Hampton?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Okay.
The only thing is, I wish Donnie had his good internet back, because he was on here one time. And
Bill, let me take over, Bill. Donnie was on here one time when he had the that SEMA X8 Pro GPS model that it lost its internet, like it lost its GPS signal, like as soon as you made a turn on it, it would go wild and fly all the way on its own. So it was kind of a safety video. Donnie came on and talked about. It was a very hazardous drone. Roger, were you familiar with the SEMA X8 Pro GPS?
Yeah, Kim had one, I think. I'm sure he had one.
I see Kim's kind of popped in and out of the chat too. Let's see who all else is. I'm trying to keep up. It's kind of, I'm not, old eyes can't keep up with this fast chat.
So there's one thing I keep on emphasizing to everybody when they come on my channel is that I am not a pro at flying drones. I am not a pro on electronics. I'm just basically here to help people out on their channels, to grow their channels. People might ask me questions. That's where I say, well, look, you got everybody in the chat, so ask the people in the chat about your question, because I can't. If a guy says, "Oh, do I solder this to the VTX or solder that?" I don't know those answers. So that's why I refer them to the chat. And lots of people here in the chat love giving out that information. They like helping out people.
Yep.
Like everybody knows, I'm not a pro in drones. I'm not a pro in electronics. I don't know the laws here in Quebec, Canada. I've changed so much. I'm screwed up on the laws. That's why I keep on telling them, check out with Don Joyce. John Joyce makes perfect videos for the Canadian law.
Hey Roger, I've actually seen some of his videos out there, and you're right. I absolutely, positively can't say enough about those. And one of the things I wanted to say, what you excel at, Roger, is you welcome people. You welcome everybody with open arms. Everybody's an equal, and you talk the universal language of drones. And I said it before and said it again. It's a warm feeling when you go to Canadian Drone Hub. It's a great place to just come, drink your coffee, and talk drones.
True. It is
so true, Bill. And the last thing anybody wants is to go to a live drone show or even a Facebook group where you're in there with a bunch of know-it-alls that act like you're stupid because you ask a question.
Lots of guys are saying, some guys ask questions like, why aren't you flying the racer, Roger, and all that. I can't fly the racer right away. We got snow. We still got 4 feet of snow out here. If I lose that in the field out in the back, I'll never be able to go and get it. Never. So we got to wait till the springtime comes along, and then we're going to try some racers, see how it's going to go.
You're going to fly, what do you call acro, Roger?
I'm going to try. I'm going to try.
But when you figure it out, you teach me.
Like, I'm okay because I can take off my glasses, put the goggles on. I got no problems.
I can do that too.
So I got no problems with that. So I'm happy about that part.
Yeah.
I sat down already with goggles on and flew it in the house there at the Whoops, and it's very good. So Kim and I are going to try that there for sure this summer.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing that then.
We will be posting videos.
Great. How cold is it outside there, Roger, right now?
Right now, must be doing about Fahrenheit wise.
Yeah, can you give us a Fahrenheit for us US people that don't know our metric?
Yeah, Fahrenheit right now. It's warm. It's 23 degrees right now.
Oh, whoa. That's very balmy. Yeah,
warm.
And Bill H, what is your outdoor temperature right now?
I won't tell you that it was 85 degrees Fahrenheit yesterday when I got to my truck to go home.
No. So Bill, he sees the question and it says, "What do I see in the next generation of drones?" And he said, and this people have kind of they're like, everybody's trying to tell me that the Mavic Air is the Spark 2, and I'm like, no. What I'm looking for in the Spark 2 is a rigid frame like the Spark is on now, under 250 grams, capable of 4K at 30 frames per second and about a 20-minute flight time, and just a slightly smaller profile than the Spark we have now. Because if anybody's seen it, that micro drone 4.0 is basically the Tello with a 3-axis gimbal on it. So, you know, that, and if it even flies halfway, then that's going to be chewing up that whole bottom end of the market. And I just don't see anything messing with any of DJI's top tier drones. I mean, look, Autel just lost that court case to DJI. So eventually, yeah, the Evo is an incredible bird. But if they don't come out with that 1-inch sensor, they're toast. That's just my opinion of it. So I really see DJI coming out with a smaller drone, you know, in a Spark 2 line. And you're also going to see a lot of your other companies coming out with smaller drones. That's where I see the future of drones going. You're going to get smaller, more compact with longer flight times and capable of shooting incredible video from 360, whatever, like you see in the sci-fi films.
Well, what they're talking about as far as, you know, a lot of people, Roger, have been talking to me about like a Phantom 5, and there's a lot of talk going that they're going to be discontinuing the Phantom line. I don't necessarily agree. They may discontinue the Phantom line as we know it, but I think what they're looking at is to do a cross between a Mavic 2 Pro and an Inspire 2, because people love the portability factor of the Mavic 2 Pro, and I love it too. It's great. And along with a camera that is worthy of the Inspire 2 series, they're trying to get things down to size. I had on Romeo Dersher. He's director of public safety integration for DJI, and that's one of the things that he kind of was emphasizing when he talked to me, was that DJI is kind of focusing on the portability factor and how big that is right now. You know, they came out with that smart controller. You know, they've come out with the Enterprise series of drones for the Mavic, you know, for first responder organizations. So, you know, things are getting smaller, and that's where I think the direction as far as like consumer drones for DJI is heading. And the one thing that I do think they will do, I think they'll not retire the Phantom name, because they have a lot of money and they've invested a lot of time and effort in its brand recognition. I don't think they're going to retire the Phantom name, but it's not going to be a Phantom as we know it today. It's not going to have the signature look of what you think a Phantom is.
Okay, I can see something in the chat. Yeah, Dennis Baldwin. I didn't see y'all were talking about the Tello and drone blocks and stuff. Drone interest group. Yeah, I love playing with drone blocks. Dennis is a super cool dude. He's like above and beyond telling you, all you got to do is go in there, go into Drone Blocks community on Facebook. Dennis will answer any question, and there's a lot of knowledgeable people in there that are all willing to help with programming. The STEM core stuff's all great. And also, I noticed that Mike was wanting us to talk about Tarkus X FPV and the Drone King 007. Said that they were two really great Canadian drone pilots. So I'm assuming, you know, freestyle and stuff like that. So I want to bring that up. I noticed that let's see Steve jump in here. Yeah, Steve Carpenter.
Steve Carpenter's here. Yeah. Hello, Steve. Steve Carpenter.
Hey, Steve.
So, trying to keep up with all the different people bouncing in and out. I got to tell you something else funny. I walked in to get my second energy drink. I looked at my wife and I was jumping up and down. And I was going, baby, we've never had this many people in the chat. We've had like 53 people. And she looked at me and laughed. She goes, yeah, I know, because I'm 53. I was like, man.
Hey, Bill Thomas, I want to give a shout out while you're taking a sip there. You meant you brought Spark earlier. Last week I posted a link of a good Spark deal for $235, and my good friend Marcus, Idaho Drones, formerly known as Idaho Sledhead, he jumped in that deal, and it's arriving Friday. His Spark, his $235 Spark is coming this Friday. So,
okay, so is he coming on with this? Is he going to be next week's guest?
Marcus, have you? Marcus and I did a little test on Hangouts. He had good sound and whatever, but he was only using the camera on his laptop computer. Did you get a chance to order one of those Logitech webcams yet, Marcus? I mean, you could do it in your laptop camera, but you look a little more pro if you get a Logitech.
Marcus, the camera to get is a Logitech 922CX. Trust me. Okay.
Thank you, Bill.
That is definitely the way to go.
But if Marcus wants to come on next week, we'll book him. He has to come on with his Spark and go over it for us and give us his review and impressions of it.
Yeah, he better bring the Xeno too.
Have them sitting side by side.
Absolutely.
Roger, are you familiar with the Hubsan Xeno drone?
No, I've seen him flying there. I've seen the guys using them on their videos, but I haven't seen one in person.
Right. One question I want to ask Roger before we move on. We talked about what drones we're looking forward to. Roger, are there any drones that you're looking forward to coming out in 2019 that you'd like to see arrive?
Cheaper.
Yeah, cheaper for sure, for damn sure. Okay, so did Marcus said I'll do it. Okay, is he saying that he's got a webcam or he's coming on next week, or did I miss something in the meantime? One other thing real quick. They were talking about, when I brought that up earlier, about drones being smaller, that weather would interfere. I actually think it would be simpler to weatherproof a smaller drone, and it's not going to run basically the same thing. I think it's going to use more like, almost like what is it, like the Caterpillar propulsion for a submarine. It's going to use like air induction almost, and weather's not going to really interfere with it that much, and maybe even as much as they'll have a camera in all axes, and even if the drone flips or whatever, there'll be like on a stabilized gimbal that they would just stay in position even if the drone flipped around. You know, I can just see that happening in the future, because I know that the ingenuity and the overall human intelligence is there to get it. I know if we can dream it up to put it in a damn movie, that somebody's thinking about making it for real.
Hey, Bill, I just wanted to interject quickly here for a second. Curtis Dart said Tommy Polo wants to be on the show.
Oh, did Curtis jump in here?
Yeah, Curtis.
Yeah, Curtis. Bill. Yeah, Tommy's welcome. I've already asked.
I thought I told you to text me when you got home, man.
I've already asked Tommy to come on the show. Tommy.
Oh, it's Dave. Oh, never mind. I can't say anything else. I said too much already.
I've already asked Tommy Pole to come on. He's a friend of mine. He lives right down the street from me. I've asked him to come on the show already. Okay,
Marcus is saying both. So we can do Tommy next week. We can do, like I told Curtis. Oh, something else I wanted to throw out there real quick. Curtis came up with this idea of doing like the late drone show, like when they get done with their show. And if you haven't watched it already, here's a big plug for the Drone Owners Network Live. Put that in your search bar. Check it out now. Go over there and see some incredible content and some of the best graphics you're going to see anywhere. And so
at Saturdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, 3 p.m. Pacific. But see, yeah, so I had 3 p.m. in my head because Curtis just lives down the road, and I've said it a few times. But so he's wanting to do something after their show on Saturdays, and I had mentioned it to Ron, and I kind of hang out sometimes later after the show goes off, because Bill's got to get up early, and Ron and I kind of have my schedule is 24/7, and Ron's schedule is 24/7, so we sleep awkward times. So we've talked about actually doing some side project under the moniker of Drone Therapy After Hours. And it was from Curtis's idea that I thought we would do something like that. So maybe even, we'll have Tommy on one week, and then, because Curtis works kind of like sometimes, maybe Curtis could pop in sometimes on his momentary layover before he passes out from work and be on one of the after hours or something. So, but I'm glad they're in here. I got to give them a shout out. Everybody, like Roger's always saying, sub to everybody. And we'll just figure out some guests and stuff for next week too. And we're at the point where we kind of talk about anything. What kind of hobbies did you have besides drones, Roger, when you were younger? Say, when you were, 20 to 30 years old, what did you like to do?
Oh my God. I'll take a fifth on that.
Well, that's what we got to do. Like we were asking if you knew who Peter Frampton was, and
That's it. Yeah, those were the good days. Yes, yes. I did go to a lot of concerts when I was younger.
Who was your favorite band?
Well, first off, it's Pink Floyd. That's for sure. You know.
Oh, good, nice.
Times and I did when I was younger. I did go and live in Fort Lauderdale. Well, sorry, Pompano Beach, Florida. I lived there for a year and 6 months. I used to live at the Pompano Beach Breezy Hill Trailer Parks, and I used to work at the Sea Garden Hotel inside the ocean. I was welcoming the guests in from Canada, from Quebec, that spoke French, and I was speaking French to them. You know, doing the translator. Then came back here to Canada. Then after that. I met my wife and all that, and I got married, and I moved to Boston, stayed with my aunt there for about 8 months. Then I needed operations, so I had to come back here to get operated on, and we never went back after that. And I just kept on working after that. I worked. I didn't really have a hobby because I got married at 19 years old. I adopted my 2 boys, so you know, started a family off young and had to work almost 6 to 7 days a week.
Oh, wow.
So I had no hobby. So in other words. But
I'm just checking my ring cam. They're addictive every time. Because I finally just got to the point where I put mine on silent because my wife's, every time it goes off, we're all like going, you know, oh, look, it's a raccoon. Oh, look, it's a possum.
Here's a squirrel.
Yeah. Well, we have those too, but they usually don't trip it off. But we have raccoons, I swear, that look like small bears.
Yeah.
Like, and there's 2 of them apparently, and because I swear they've got to be a married couple because it reminds me of the old sitcom The Honeymooners. Because every now and again they like stop between the 2 vehicles, and one, I swear it looks like he's trying to tell her, but it wasn't my fault. I forgot where I parked the car, you know, and she's just going, and he's just walking off. And it's actually on the ring that way, you know. And you know, every now and again I'll like do comedic voices for what it is, and my wife just laughs, kind of like when she told me that she was number 53 earlier. But
Bill Thomas, I got an update. Idaho quadcopter has ordered his Logitech through Amazon, and it'll be here in 2 days. So I will help him get it configured and set up, and he'll be ready for the show next week. If that's I will get him configured up, set up. He will be ready.
Oh, we're ready. Are we going to the other side project? Are we going to announce that next week too? Are you ready for that one? Or are you just going to practice for a little bit?
Maybe we should practice.
Okay. Well, my big thing is I know that you all.
Yeah. We'll debut on the show next week.
All right. That's cool.
We'll talk about it next week.
I'm just talking about us in general. We're going to try to, because I can play. I know how to play with OBS. I know how to play with Streamlabs. I personally like Streamlabs a little bit better right now because it's easier to explain to people that are just getting into it. And you can manipulate it a lot quicker and a lot faster than the basic OBS platform. So that's what I'm going to try to move us over to. We're not going to go really graphic extensive, you know, with a lot of stuff like that, but maybe we'll, you know, kind of have like a nice background and you can see all of us on the screen at the same time. And if anybody that really knows any one of those platforms also would like to come on with us, I know Nay. You all know Nay. I'd love to have Nay on sometimes too. But you just heard from Ron. Next week will be Marcus, Mr. Idaho quadcopter himself, and we will have the 2 Xeno masterminds in the house. And something tells me we're going to be talking a lot about Xeno and that big Spark deal too. Huh?
And it's built. Go ahead, Roger. Go ahead, Roger.
Curtis Start, how you doing? In God's life, Bill the drone review. Okay, Bill. Big and tiny Goldilocks. And there's how you doing? Phantom Hodges. Dennis Lovelady, Idaho Quadcopter, Above and Beyond, Furball Kim, everybody knows Furball. Joan Poole was in the house. Mike Roach, hey, right, Mike. Cool Somerville, Back to the Sky, Back from the Sky, I should say. Rick Holliber. Yep, okay. So
we need to get Val on one night too. Val's just starting into drones, but she really makes for interesting conversation.
And
run, guys, run.
No, that's not. That's what's so cool, because she's okay. There's not really any gray with Val. It's always black and white, and it's never out of line. It's just her opinion, you know. And she's not gonna like put a bunch of sugar and flour and try to make you swallow it. She's just gonna give it to you straight, and that's it. Sometimes people are like, whoa, but I like that. I think that's cool. I would rather somebody be just blunt and straightforward than and then you're kind of like, what are you telling me? What are you saying? And then it gets worse because you're confused longer. So that's what I love about Val. And I don't, and that's what the big thing I love about most of the people in the drone community is that everybody loves everybody. And even if you're on you have different political views or different religious views, it never seems to matter. If you're going to a field and you're going to fly your drone and you pull up and you just happen to look over and the guy next to you whips out the same kind of drone you got and is getting ready to fly. At that point in time, nobody ever seems to notice what color they are, what sex they are, what race they are. It never, and it's just like, hey, you want to hang out and fly? That's what seems to always happen. I've never seen two people that pull out drones at the same time do anything but get along.
Yeah.
It's kind of like hippies in the 60s that were smoking weed.
I wanted to try and open up a drone another drone hub, but for French people here in Quebec. I would love to try to do that, but it'd be too much, I think. Because
that's kind of why I was wondering why you had not gotten on to Facebook, because you could actually network out from there and get huge, and you could actually have multiple admins in your group, and you could have like one day could be French Canadian drone hub.
Yeah, see, because the thing is that okay, I live here in Quebec. I've been living here for the past 60-something years.
Mm-hmm.
French province. I can read French, I can speak French, but I cannot write it. I would have to be Googling it all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's the big mistake right there for me.
That's what I was saying. If you were on Facebook and you had like one of your friends that could speak French, then they could come on with you on Facebook, similar to this. You all could both be on the show, and they could do all the French translations while you could speak in French, and then he could just read stuff out to you. Or they could actually host a French segment, and you could watch and let them run it too. But in the meantime, you could use your group to kind of have everybody connect in your central hub even more so than YouTube, and they could kind of feed off of each other.
I'm thinking of it. I mean, I was thinking about doing that for the French one too. But
I think you got a ton of people that would be willing to help you, is what I mean.
Because I know here in this province, here in Quebec, we have tons of flyers. We do have guys that do come on here from Quebec. There's none on here tonight there, but we do have a couple of guys that are here from Quebec. And there's a flight club not too far away from here. Well, it's about a 2-hour drive from here. Flight club down up in Three Rivers.
We're supposed to ask you about your Israeli connection.
Rotor Deal, his name is. Very smart guy. He does lots of reviews up in Israel. He has two accounts. He has one in English and one in Arabic. And
cool.
Yeah,
I gotta holler out real quick. Yes, Curtis, you do. And Mike Roche, do you have extra tickets? I'm available. Curtis said he needs to make us some graphics, and Mike says, speaking of concerts and music, etc., he's got Peter Frampton tickets for July here in Syracuse.
I'm on my way, Mike.
Oh, first.
Bill, pick me up on the way up to Syracuse. I'm on the way. Stop off in Philly.
We'll be doing like I used to do at Grateful Dead shows. When somebody was hoping that they would give them a free ticket that they had extra, people would be walking around like this saying, "I need a miracle. I need a miracle." So being a Frampton show going, "I need a miracle," and all people be going by, "You sure do. I'm not giving up my seat." Hang on, y'all continue to talk. I've got to do a little work.
Val's wife just said she went to see Peter Frampton in concert in 1977 in San Diego, and I was just about to say I saw Peter Frampton in 1975 at Three River Stadium in Pittsburgh, and it was and Ron knows it was a mega concert. It was Foghat, Deep Purple, you name it, anybody that was a big deal in the 70s. It was this all-day concert. And my job was, and Ron knows the story, Roger. My job was, I was designated driver for the day. I went to listen to the music, and my friends were just doing whatever, anything else but listening to the music. It was hilarious. But I came home, and my mom said, "Were you smoking?" And I said, "No, it wasn't me, Mom." She said, "Take your clothes, get a shower, and I'm going to wash your clothes." It was that bad. But it was that came to the music.
That was the definition of secondhand smoke, right, Bill?
Absolutely, Ron. It really was.
Come on.
Or Cheech and Chong, we call it.
Up in smoke.
Up in smoke, yeah.
You showed your age there, Roger. You know Cheech and Chong.
Oh, hell yeah.
There's the thing. It's so funny. We're coming back from the city, right? And I really wasn't paying attention. About the time something comes across the radio, and my wife looks at me, she goes, "Cheech and Chong are going to be in Tulalip," and I was like, "That's okay." You know, I was like, I don't know if I'd want to see him now, because I don't know because all the stoner material is like the same. I don't know. That's just me. Maybe I've just gotten past it. But yeah, I remember Cheech and Chong. Sorry, didn't mean to be a downer. No,
hey,
go for it.
Bill, can I throw one in? I see Dennis Loveley's been pretty active in the chat room tonight.
Yeah.
And maybe sometime, Dennis, if you're still there, I hope you're listening to this. Maybe you could come on sometime and talk about the Sunday morning show you do with a couple other guys, Drone Bum and Philly Drone Life, and I think Chris Hope. You guys all do the sunrise at different parts of the country. You kind of do it in sync. So it'd be kind of cool to have a couple of you guys at one time talking about how you coordinate that whole thing. And it'd be nice if you could get Paul, that's Drone Bum, on to talk about his latest flight with his Mavic 2 Zoom. That what's to say, it kind of was a Billy Kyle flight. He went way out to sea, and he came up a little bit short on getting back. So if you could talk to those guys, Dennis, and
yes, he'd
maybe
love to.
Oh, great, Dennis.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
You think you get Paul to come on too?
Well, I'd love to have Paul on too if we could tone down on the colorful language just a tad.
Well, now Paul is a native New Yorker, I believe.
I get that, but my grandson kind of watches this sometimes.
Yes.
So it's not that I'm trying to be, but when because he gets a kick out of it, like when they have their friends and stuff over, "Oh, Grandpa's on the TV, Grandpa's on," so they kind of watch TV. So, the first season of Drone Therapy, and then towards the end of it, when we had the Rat Pack, it got kind of randy and rowdy. So he's not allowed to watch those, but he's been allowed to watch this season. So I'd love to have him on if we could just, hey, I tell you what, we could even do he can keep it clean for Drone Therapy, and then we could go into Drone Therapy after hours, and I could put, we could restart it, and then I could put an adult content on it, and he could just let it fly.
Now, if somebody could link if somebody out there can link Drone Bum's video to it now, when he's coming back and his drone's not going to make it, as Bill Thomas said, the language did get a little salty there, but I believe a lot of people's language get a little salty when their Mavic 2 Pros about to hit the drink, though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Bill H., did you see that flight?
Yes, I did, and I was almost in. I didn't know whether to laugh or cry, and it brought back shades of Billy's flight when now Billy almost made it to the shore.
But,
I mean, he was real close to that, but
he was there. Billy was near an island. Billy almost got to an island.
Yeah, he almost got to the island. Drone bomb. I was just like, oh, and I saw that, it was just like, what? It had like 14 seconds, and then boom, the video feed was gone. I was aching for Drone Bum on that one.
It was a nail biter, that's for sure.
It was.
They got some music chat going on, and I've missed it. What are they? Okay, I can see. Okay, and somebody were talking about, Art went to ACDC in 1985 for what? $14.30. What?
John? That's 1985. Things were cheaper then.
I'd like to see John Bonham. ACDC, Stiff Upper Lip Tour, Greensboro 2001. I'd like to see Brian Setzer. Brian Setzer would probably put on a good show.
What was his band in the 80s?
Stray Cats.
Stray Cats.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because when I was going back and forth to community college, we had that cassette tape. And either it was when I was my week to drive, we played it in my car. When it wasn't my week to drive, we played it in Kenny's car, the guy I rode with. And we did it every week like clockwork. And we played that tape to death.
Huh. Hey, Bill, while you're monitoring the chat room, I want to bring up the drone deal of the week. You guys ready for the drone deal of the week?
Myself and go for it, Ron.
Okay. This is courtesy. This deal is brought to you by Birdman Cruise and Perth West OZRC. That's Dave Grama and Mike Cruz. It's a Hubsan 109. It's a full manual drone flyer. It kind of looks like a 501, but it doesn't have GPS in it. And they found it on eBay. Somebody's selling it for like about $80, but the guy will take offers. And people are getting it for like $35. And it ships from the U.S. It doesn't ship from China. So you'll get it. You won't have to wait a month. And actually, J Drone found it, and he kind of passed it on. So I'm going to shout out the great J Drone, which we'd love to get in his channel someday too. So that's the Hubsan H109. If Mike or Dave could put the link in here to where it is on eBay, I'd appreciate that. And one more quick product update. We talked about the jumper before. Jay introduced a brand new jumper transmitter this week. It's the X16. It's a much bigger jumper, and it has a full color LCD screen on it. For more details, go to J Drone's YouTube channel and see his first look and early review of it. It looks like a real winner. So back to Bill Thomas, who's checking that chat room really good right now.
Bill's on mute right now. You're on mute, Bill.
No, man, I was just testing to see if your hearing was okay.
Nah.
Yeah. I was just saying.
Drone Bum's in here. Drone Bum's in the house.
Yep, I'm heading that direction.
I'll put it back.
I wanted to say that RD's drone reviews was in the house. Ryan Duvall. He was going to be our guest next week, but right now he's covered up with a lot of work from Marvel and stuff, so he was unable to come on. He's going to try to come on at a future date, but it's going to be one of them spontaneous kind of things. So maybe one of these weeks that we don't have a guest scheduled, he's going to drop in and we're going to talk about his channel and stuff. And I want to give him props because he'd had his first video that actually had, I believe, 100,000 views, and so we were congratulating him on that. Also, earlier, I know that Brian Singleton, Mr. True Drone Reviews, had went through the house, and he is kind of the other side of the support, like Roger is for the Canadian Drone Hub, getting exposure for the channels. Brian goes behind the scenes that a lot of people don't know about. He buys all his drones on his own, like 95% of them, gets very few sent to him for review personally. And when he gets done with them, he sends them off to all these other people that don't get the support like they used to from companies like GearBest and Banggood like that, and lets them do reviews so that they can get more reviews and support continuing for their channels. So I want to make sure that I brought Brian up as well. And just like Ron was saying, drum bums in the house, drum bums in the house.
Drum bum.
As Ron was saying earlier, we have put the invitation out to you, kind sir, that at some future date we would love to have you on an episode of Drone Therapy with us to discuss your wonderful flight with your Mavic 2 drone. And I'll throw
our sympathies to you, Drone Bum. We felt your pain.
Drone Bomb, you win. You get our first weekly award for Flight of the Week. We to do that. Like that'd be episode of the show, Flight of the Week. So Drone Bomb wins the first Flight of the Week award. We'll send you a I don't know. We'll send you tickets to see Peter Frampton.
We will. I didn't get the card number, did
I?
Yeah, you gotta go. You gotta go all the way to Florida and pick him up at Bill.
Oh yeah,
Reviewer's house.
There you go. Come down to Florida and see me, Drone Bum.
Wait a minute, didn't Roger say that Peter Frampton was coming to Canada? Yeah. You
gotta go up to Quebec. You gotta go up to Quebec to see him, Drone Bum.
The live tour, I like that one.
And Peter's gonna do the concert in French.
Yeah.
Roger's gonna go and he'll interpret for anybody for all the Americans.
Oh.
Roger, do you sing?
Help, no.
He just told us
Well,
to dance. Now we're trying to get him to sing.
I knew you danced. I thought maybe you were a song and dance man.
Oh, okay. Here's something that this is personal between me and Ron Brown, and it just popped into my head. Well, I'll not go ahead and do it here since we kind of do this towards the end of the show anyway. Ron, a good movie pick for you, I'm going to tell you right now, is Kodachrome.
Kodachrome, writing this down. Like the old film for your camera.
Right? Starring Ed Harris. And I'm telling you, it's a very, very good watch.
Well, I'm going to stop you just for a second, but I took your recommendation and watched the Green Book. That won the best movie, and it was the best movie of the year. I mean, You recommended the Queen movie, which was great. You recommended The Star Is Born, which was great, but The Green Car was better than any of them. It was the best. And my wife loved this more than I did.
Oh, well, see, the thing about it was I had watched A Star Is Born. I had watched Bohemian Rhapsody. And I was like, well, that's it. There's nothing else. And then when Green Book won, I was like, no, you're kidding me. There's no way. And I was just livid. And then my wife's like, well, I want to watch it. You never buy movies I want to watch. And then I was actually curious because I love Viggo Mortensen anyway. So I was like, okay, we'll get the movie. And then we both sat there and watched it. We were just like, okay, hands down, best movie. Hands down, best picture.
Well, the year before, the movie that in recent memory that really sticks with me was Gary Oldman playing Winston Churchill. That was exceptional.
That was a great movie.
My son was in my younger son is into World War II history. I said, you got to see that. And he did. And he said, Dad, you're right. I said, that was probably one of the best performances I've ever seen of Gary Oldman in my life. He just nailed the essence of Winston Churchill down. And that movie was, what I really liked about it was historically accurate too, which was, I can't say enough about that one. That one just really hit home.
Did he win the Oscar for that, Bill?
Yes, he did win the Oscar for that.
That was The Darkest Hours, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we love that film.
It was excellent. It was just like and Roger, feel free to jump in. This is kind of what we do towards the end of the show. It's what we just kind of randomly go off and talk about movies and whatnot. And
Roger, you guys watch a lot of movies up there in the winter when the snow's coming down?
Oh yeah. I don't have any TVs no more. I got Netflix now, and I'm a paranormal junkie. So
really?
Yeah. I'm into that. But, different strokes for different folks, I guess.
X-Files. Hey, Roger. How about X-Files, Roger?
I used to be in X-Files a lot. Yeah, I used to.
Well, they had like a 10-episode special this year. On one of them, and I think I told Ron and Bill about this one. Mulder was being chased by Phantom 4s, and then he ended up being chased by Inspire 2s, which I was just howling. It was an episode where tech gone wrong. All the tech gone wrong. It wasn't really a true X-Files episode, but it was so funny because Mulder comes out, gets a baseball bat, whacks a Phantom 4. I was crying when I saw that. And then the Inspire started chasing him and he ran into the house. Oh, it was hilarious. I was just rolling.
Bill, that was probably the best episode they had of that short season.
Oh, it was. It was fantastic. I absolutely loved that.
Well, I love paranormal stuff, period. Like, I'm the guy that would go out on Halloween night and we would try to find 4 or 5 so-called haunted houses nearby, and we would all go exploring. Yeah.
Anybody watch Stranger Things?
Oh, yeah. They're gonna, yeah. I seen them.
In fact, some of Bill Thomas's trailers have a little Stranger Things inspired music and look to them.
Yeah, the one like the newest, like the one I made with Hugh, and then the one that I made for Roger is our basic trailer that we put each guest in each week. Of course, I usually make something special for each guest, kind of like the way where I had Roger's logo fly across as the other introductions came up, and of course the snowy background.
I got to get a quick thing in here for the chat room. Perth, Dave Graham of Perth West, he posted the link, the eBay link to that Hubson drone I was talking about, the full manual flyer, the one you can probably get it for $35, $40, and supposedly the thing flies great. It's like having a kind of like a Bugs or whatever. They say it has greater range. They say you could take that thing out. Oh, I don't, I'm making a number up. Half mile. They said it has great range on it. So back to our regularly scheduled show now after that update.
Oh, no, we're perfectly fine. I can see everybody's kind of bouncing in and out. I see that. I guess Floyd. I'm sorry, Floyd, if I missed you earlier. Floyd Montz was in the house. He had taken off. I see Drone Pool still around. I'd like to get Drone Pool on maybe one week. He could come on with us and he could talk to us about FPV, kind of like when we had John and all them on. Because I still got this quad back here. I still got the Tiny Hawk. So we're still going to do some FPV shows too. And I'm hoping that we can get Bill, the drone reviewer, into a race quad. Maybe he would fly acro with the rest.
It's probably not going to happen because of my I don't have the kind of proper vision for that kind of stuff. It just I would probably get seasick with something like that. My facial orientation.
I get motion sickness. Yeah. I get motion sickness too, but the goggles don't bother me. And I'm sorry.
Yeah, see, I'm afraid they would for me. So,
Bill H, you can if I'm correct here, with your new Phantom Pro V2, it'll use the DJI goggles wirelessly without you having to connect the cord to it. So you could do all your FPV flying with your Phantom 4 V2 or whatever.
Yeah, see, I kind of tried that a little bit, and I started getting dizzy. And
were you sitting down? Did you sit down?
Yeah, I was sitting down. So yeah, that may not be my cup of tea.
Okay.
Well, it was wishful thinking. It's just really cool. But you don't have to use goggles. You can still fly a line of sight.
Well, I don't have enough time here because the show's about over. But there's a new set of goggles out, the FXT Viper goggles, the 2.0, and what they aren't really immersive goggles. It actually is a screen that kind of hooks onto the bottom of the goggles, so you still can kind of do line of sight and look at this screen at the same time. So it sort of gives you a goggle type of thing, but also you can still kind of see what's happening in the outside world. So that may work for Bill H. In fact, I'll discuss it more on the next time we have a show. Everybody loves these Viper goggles. They're new, they're kind of affordable, and they're good for people who wear glasses because you don't put the thing tightly up against your your head like you would a Fat Shark or even a box goggle. So we'll talk about that more, Bill.
And for anybody out there that might watch this that needs, think about this. Y'all send all these tools and these drones and these goggles out to people, and they make you one video. We're on every week. We would be perfect for you all to send this stuff to, because we're probably going to be having it around every week while we talk. We're going to be showing it off while we talk every week. We're going to be picking it up and saying, oh, this is the goggles that came with the whole kit. And we're going to be talking this week after week. We might even throw up more than one link from one video that you all send these to. So these people that you're putting on weekly drone shows and talking every week, those are the people you need to send your demo devices to, because they're the people that are going to be talking constantly about your product. Most of the people you send stuff to make you one video. They keep your product or give it away, and you never hear from them again until you produce a new model. Look for people that are doing weekly shows, that are not going out here every week. And this is something that I preach every week. I know I do this. Make yourself happy with what you produce. Don't go to every other channel looking for them to tell you exactly how to make a fantastic YouTube channel. And I'm not trying to bust on anybody that does that. But what I'm trying to say is it's your YouTube channel. You might go to 10 different pages and they're all going to tell you a different way to make the best YouTube channel. But in the long run, you're going to be the one that has to decide what kind of content you want to put on it. You're going to be the one that decides if the content is good enough to put on your channel. And everything those other people told you are not going to matter, because if you give in to everything that everybody else told you, then it's no longer your channel. It's everybody else's channel. So all I ever preach to everybody is make content that makes you happy. That way, when you put it out there, you can be happy with it yourself. Don't worry about the criticisms. When I first started putting stuff up, I let it bother me too much. Some people are not going to like the stuff you make, but there's going to be a lot of people out there that do. And they're going to like the fact that you put your time and your effort and your stamp on it, instead of copying everybody else or saying that you're, beyond all that, or trying to give everybody, like we know better than everybody else. I don't. I just know what's good for me. I just know that if I don't make something I'm happy with, it drives me crazy. And sometimes I'll even delete it if I don't like it. And that's the whole thing. At the end of the day, if you're really a creator, you're going to make what makes you happy. And when you're happy, other people are going to feel that, and they're going to come to you and they're going to want to see your stuff. And I know I say this a lot, but that's just me.
Well said, Bill Thomas. Bravo.
Well, thank you. Anything else? Anybody else? You can see a little bit of the chat's going on still. Chris Hope's in the chat. Curtis Dart's back in here. Magic Air Magic. You keep talking about from the beta, man. It's Air Magic now. I was actually going to try to fire that up and play it. Something else I want to point out. For a $40 program, Skylum, Air Magic, and it will work with any picture you take. It doesn't necessarily just have to be drone photography. You can input any photo into Air Magic, and it will use its AI to, give you a better quality photo.
Bill Thomas, not to waste all the time talking about Air Magic in here, we should probably do maybe a special, episode or whatever, just when you and I kind of talk about Air Magic and take people through the process, and maybe do a little demo on screen of how to use it. Just a thought of a kind of a side project.
Well, yeah, like I said, and this is another plug for the Drone Owners Network. They did a live demonstration last week on their stream. You can go check it out. I'm sure Curtis would be happy to have you drop by. Check it out. And like I said, it's not a super complex program. It's got a fantastic AI engine. You basically just drag and drop, watch it kind of do some neat little, geometric symbols and stuff on the screen, and then whammo, it's done.
Right.
Only real control. You can change what type of filters you have on it. You can actually purchase add-on filters if you would like, and you can change to what extent the filter is applied to the photo. So
right, the slider. Yeah.
So it's, I think we could probably do a demo in like 15 minutes.
Right. Which would probably help with a lot of people. Who the app is for? It's for drone pilots who aren't photographers. Like if you're a photographer, you already have Lightroom and all the other software. You probably don't need this, but a lot of people fly drones and take pictures, but they're not photographers. It would be great for them to have kind of a kind of all-in-one solution to make their pictures look much better without them have to learn a complicated program like Lightroom or Luminar or something along those lines, and also a lot cheaper.
The thing about it is I love the whole catalog of Skylum product. I love Luminar,
Everything.
Aurora. You know, I love Air Magic. Like Ron's saying, Air Magic just simplifies the process. I really and truthfully, I think Air Magic could take toy drone photos and make them look pretty good. I really do, and that's another reason you would call it Air Magic. So I think, like I said, I think you could just run, you know, stuff from an MJX Bugs 2, and you would actually get good, you know, output.
Yeah.
So
along with Bill Thompson saying earlier, if anybody from Air Magic out there and they hear us talking about this, they want to come on the show and discuss Air Magic with them, we'd be more glad to have them as a guest on a future episode of Drone Therapy. And they can bring a few sample licenses with them too, if they'd like.
Yes, and that would be fantastic. And I can say everybody's kind of, we're at that stage of the evening when we're all kind of whining.
Getting late. What, Roger? What time is it in Quebec?
9:55 p.m.
Oh, same here as on the Eastern Seaboard in the U.S. Okay.
Well, usually we only run an hour, and we've kind of drug Bill on for an extra, you know, 30 minutes. So let's go ahead and wind things up. And I will, with that being said, I want to say myself, I am very grateful to have you on this evening, Roger. Maybe some future point we could have you back on again, and you could give us an update on where your channel is at that point in time. And again, I'm saying very, very grateful, and I will pass it to Mr. Bill, the drone reviewer, for his good night.
Roger, I can't say enough about your channel, what you guys do. You guys are part of what I call Drones for Good. You guys really, you preach that, you live it. You know, it's a pleasure every time I go on the channel. I'm going to try to probably visit it more on the weekends. That seems to work out well for me. And I'm so thankful you were able to make it on tonight. Please give our best to everybody out there, and looking forward to having you on again sometime soon. And maybe see about maybe having you on Build a Drone Reviewer too.
Oh, cool. I appreciate it very much, guys. I really enjoyed my night, you know, and I'm grateful that everybody's noticing the channel. You know, I put a lot of work into it, and you know, I'm glad it's coming out a positive way.
Ron?
Thank you, Bill. Yeah, I want to thank Roger for being on the show. It was great having him on. I mean, love the Canadian Drone Hub, and I recommend anybody in the chat room who's not already a subscriber to his channel to get over there and subscribe and watch. And just want to thank Roger for all he does, and wish him his continued success, you know, with the Canadian Drone Hub. And also I wish for him to get a little warmer weather so him and Kim can break some of those drones out and get out there and fly a little bit too. So it's coming. It's still cold here in New Jersey too. I mean, I don't have snow, but it still feels like it's winter when I walk outside the house. So I kind of feel your pain a little bit there, Roger. So on that note, I'll throw it back to Bill Thomas, or I'll throw it to Roger to see if he has any final thoughts for the evening, and then we'll throw it back to Bill Thomas.
Well, I really enjoyed my night, and I thank you. I thank all three of you guys for inviting me in. Much appreciated, and you know, let's build the channels up. That's all I'm saying, guys. Build the channels up, and everybody have a safe and happy flying. Get to know everybody on your chat. Get to look at their videos. They spend so much time editing and putting things together on their videos. So, you know, personally, I get up to 250 to 300 emails a day now, and I cannot look at everybody's notifications, and everybody knows that. I much appreciate it, but I'm here to help out you guys. And I'm sorry if I'm not looking at your notifications, but I try my best, man. But I do 6 hours in the morning almost, or 4 hours, 6 hours. Then sometimes I go at nighttime. You know, I got to shower and shave too during the day and do my own things. So that's why I don't look at you guys' notifications that much. I will, when I have loose time, I do look at some, but I cannot look at all of them, believe me. So on that note, thank you for being with us. And thank you for helping me out on my channel.
Well, thank you, Roger. We're glad to have had you on tonight. I just want to give a couple of quick shout outs. Like I said, I'd seen Chris. I had seen RCD Creators. I see E-Drone popped in. Good to see you, Eric. Drone Obsessed. Wanted to give everybody a quick howdy. And please tune in next week when our special guest will be Mr. Idaho Quadcopter Marcus himself. We'll have him and Mr. Ron for our Xeno training lessons. And with that, I want to say thank you as usual. Please join us again next week. Same drone time, same drone channel. Mahalo.
Mahalo.